Good evening, everyone. I'm back. It's Doug with the Tualatin Public Library here with some more at-home trivia challenges for you. What I've got is 2 rounds, 8 questions each with its own theme. You know the drill. I'm going to go ahead and ask all the questions. Pause the video whenever, because after the 2 rounds are read, I'm going to read you the answers. So, round one is called Famous Firsts, and this is a round about the first time stuff happened. So, number one, the first state in the United States, because all of their delegates immediately ratified the Constitution. So the first state in the United States. Okay, number two. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first person to do this. What did Yuri Gagarin do? The first person to do this in 1961. Okay, number three. He is the first and only President of the United States who wasn't on a presidential or vice presidential election ticket before taking office. The first and only US President who was not on a VP or presidential election ticket before he took office. Okay, number four. He is considered the first person on record to reach the summit of Mount Everest. First person on record to reach the summit of Mount Everest. Number five. Which city had the first underground railway system in the world? Which city had the first subway, basically? Okay, number six. First winner of American Idol. Super simple. Who won American Idol first? And number seven, the first woman on the Supreme Court, the US Supreme Court, the first female Supreme Court justice. And number eight, what disease was the first vaccine developed for? The first vaccine was developed to fight which disease? Okay, and so round two, this one's a bit special because it's Double Trouble Book Bash. And I have 8 questions, except it's actually 16. I have a part A and a part B. Part B is a little bit harder and it's worth 2 points. You can only pick one. So for each question, you need to decide, am I going to answer part A or am I going to go big and go for part B, answer something a bit more difficult? Okay, so 1A. This material made of hammered reeds was used as a writing surface in ancient Egypt. Material made of hammered reeds. And 1B. This material made of calf skin was used as a writing surface to make scrolls and books. Calf as in a baby cow. Okay, number two, 2A. Their novel, The Road, won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 2007. Who wrote The Road? And 2B, their novel, A Confederacy of Dunces, won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1980. Who wrote A Confederacy of Dunces? Okay, 3A. They wrote Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus is the alternative title. 3B. They wrote The Shadow over Innsmouth and The Call of Cthulhu. That's 3B. 4A. They're known for writing the Song of Ice and Fire book series. 4B. They're known for writing the Earthsea book series. All right, number 5. E.L. James's 50 Shades of Grey trilogy is about 21-year-old Anna Steele's relationship with this man. What is the character's name? 5B. This Oscar Wilde novel tells the story of a hedonistic man who sells his soul to remain young and beautiful forever. What is the name of this Oscar Wilde novel? Okay, and 6A. Often written on a scroll and traditionally read aloud before a congregation, the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible are collectively known as. What are they known as? Okay, 6B. Produced in Germany, this is the first major book printed using mass-produced movable type in Europe. It's a very specific famous particular book. So I'm looking for the specific name of this book. The first major book printed using mass-produced movable type in Germany. Okay, 7a. Located in ancient Egypt, this legendary library was burned to the ground during a siege. And 7b. Written by Ray Bradbury in 1953, this novel deals with themes of free speech, totalitarianism, and censorship. And last but not least, here are the two questions for number 8. Here's A. A printer's copy of this religious text, penned by Joseph Smith, is one of the most valuable books ever sold. A religious text penned by Joseph Smith. And 8b, this one's it's a toughie. Purchased by Bill Gates for over $50 million, this collection of scientific writing was written by none other than Leonardo da Vinci. So what is this collection of scientific writing that Bill Gates bought for $50 million? It's written by da Vinci. Okay, so take as much time as you need to go back and answer our 2 rounds here, because I'm going right into the answers. So here we go. First state in the US, because all of their delegates immediately ratified the Constitution, this is Delaware. And in 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first person to go into space, or orbit the Earth, however you want to put it. And first and only president of the US who was not on a presidential or VP election ticket before he took office, this is Gerald Ford. And often considered the first person on record to reach the summit of Mount Everest, this is Sir Edmund Hillary. And the city with the first underground railway system, this is London in 1863, so pretty impressive. It's been such a long time. And winner of the first American Idol, Kelly Clarkson. And the first female Supreme Court Justice, Sandra Day O'Connor. And the first vaccine was developed for smallpox. Okay, so now we're moving into round 2. This is 1A, material made of hammered reeds to write on, papyrus. And material made of calf skin used as a writing surface, vellum. Vellum. 2A, their novel The Road won the Pulitzer for fiction in 2007, Cormac McCarthy. And number 2B, Confederacy of Dunces was written by John Kennedy Toole. John Kennedy Toole won the Pulitzer for fiction in 1980. And Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus, was written by Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. And the author of The Shadow over Innsmouth and The Call of Cthulhu is H.P. Lovecraft. 4A, known for writing Song of Ice and Fire, this is George R.R. Martin. And known for writing the Earthsea book series, this is Ursula Le Guin. And then 5, E.L. James' 50 Shades of Grey, the main male protagonist, Christian Grey. An Oscar Wilde novel about a hedonistic young man who sells his soul, Picture of Dorian Gray. And the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, known as the Torah. And number 6, the first movable type mass-produced book, the Gutenberg Bible. 7A, legendary library that was burned to the ground is the Great Library of Alexandria. And the novel that deals with themes of free speech and totalitarianism, written by Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451. And on to number 8, the expensive books round. Printer's copy of Joseph Smith text, one of the most valuable books ever sold. This is the Book of Mormon. And one of Bill Gates's prized purchases by Leonardo da Vinci is the Codex Leicester. Had a lot of his scientific diagrams and things like that, and it's pretty darn cool. So thank you so much for joining me again for some trivia on this beautiful Saturday evening. I hope everyone has a wonderful and safe weekend, and I will be back next Friday with more. So in the meantime, stay safe. Bye-bye.